don't even have to.
All right, welcome back here for the 2029 American Select Championship. We have Connecticut Blue squaring off against Long Island Black. Long Island Black is defending their title from last year, Taylor. These players are heading into their sophomore year, 1 year away from the recruiting year. Excited to see the action today.
And what a great experience for them to come into this game as sort of that rising recruiting class and be able to show their stuff maybe to the lingering college coaches, but also just get experience at this high level.
Yeah, this is one of the last big times that they'll play before they have that oversight of the college coaches kicking off their recruiting. And that looks to be Lauren Crisafulli coming up with the draw control. She's a lightning jitterbug midfielder / attacker for Connecticut. She was squaring up against Piper Brawley, the championship game MVP from last year. Here's Crisafulli coming from X. Little fake and finish, shot goes high. Connecticut runs it out. It's Caroline Reedy. This Long Island Black 2029 team is deep. Midfielders like Juliette Diorio. We already mentioned Piper Brawley at the draw in midfield, and a lot of outstanding attack and defenders. So excited to see this battle here.
Long Island right now playing a man-to-man style defense. Not pressing crazy far out, but really playing solid one-on-one, hedging when needed.
This ball at the restrainer, good pressure. That'll be a foul though. Connecticut will pick it back up.
Good pickup from Stimson there to secure possession and keep Connecticut's first play of the game alive.
Here's Reedy, loses her footing. Loose ball on the ground.
A lot of Connecticut's offense seems to be initiated from X, from Crisafulli, number 27. Looking to feed, looking to dodge. Great little thread the needle pass to number 34, Olivia Leslie.
Great cut by Olivia. Great feed by Lauren. Really nice chemistry there. Now, Taylor, these players are a year away from their recruiting summers. We just saw the 2028 broadcast. What are some things that you think these guys are thinking about now going into their sophomore year?
You know, I think obviously you think about what you want out of a collegiate experience, the teams that, you know, you're potentially interested in. But I also think that, you know, they're seeing the level that the 28s played at in this championship game and realizing, you know, the work that they're going to have to do for the next year to kind of up that level and be able to show their best at the recruiting stage next summer.
Yeah, and I think it's always fascinating, I'm sure as a former high school head coach yourself, the jump that these players will make in their sophomore year springs. A lot of them, some of them have gotten varsity experience as freshmen, but not always all of them. And so the speed at which they play with going into their junior year is usually a big jump from, you know, what we might be seeing now.
Definitely. You know, sophomore season, both in high school and college, was my favorite because you were used to the program, but you were still young, still learning things. And, you know, this sophomore year for these guys in the spring is a great opportunity to get what I would think is most of them play at the varsity level, if not already doing so, and just get some really high-level coaching and competition in before their summer season begins.
Here's Connecticut back with the ball here. Back to X. Kelty Shea's out there. Sophia Bravo Ferrer. There's a take down the alley. Good defense. That's Juliette Diorio.
Kind of surprised Kraus didn't take that shot, but if it's one you're not comfortable with, it's a great, very, very patient play and a great cause turnover there from number 37, Harper Cleat for Long Island, creating that charge opportunity.
Yeah, great job creating the charge, getting her body there first, and you don't always see that called routinely for the defense, but we do there, and great call by the officials.
Great little back check there from Connecticut, staying relentless in their play. I believe that was number 28, Davenport.
Yes, Sneed Davenport out of Guilford High School, plays for the Connecticut Grizzlies. Here's Kraus down the alley again. Good defense from Brawley.
Had a few scrums right on the 30 in this game so far. Every 50-50 ball has been a battle.
Let's see how Connecticut continues to attack and where they attack from. We've seen a couple dodges in the right alley. We've seen a couple drives coming upfield on the right side that set up that first backdoor cut from Leslie. Here's Juliette Bruno on the hanging hash. Just under 5 here in the first quarter. 2029 championship, Connecticut Blue versus Long Island Black.
Good stick protection there, but I think maybe a crease violation.
Yeah, it looked like some contact, but likely crossed that line, and Natalie Barth made a nice save. Northport High School product playing for the Yellow Jackets. Here's Addison Fox. Our eval teams had a lot of notes on her the last couple days. 2029 attacker. She's shifty. She's got a great stick. She can dip and dunk around the cage. Here's Olivia Leopardi off the sweep. Sends it wide. Here's Lainey Friedman, the lefty.
I like that D from height, number 30 from Connecticut, just a little bit too aggressive with that butt end of her stick.
Friedman swings it up top. Here's Brawley on the drive. Takes the alley, good contact. And there's the goal. Piper Brawley down the alley, sends it high to tie it up at 1.
Originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, but plays for Long Island Yellow Jackets for her club play. A really, really great alley dodge here. Simple little face dodge. She has great size and speed and uses her height to her advantage. Dips that inside left shoulder, gets her hips square, and just puts it around the keeper. Nothing crazy fancy, nothing crazy difficult, just really highly executed.
Yeah, nice take there from Brawley, and she's right back up to the draw circle. And one of the top draw takers in this class, obviously a year away from the recruiting process, but looks to have some promise.
She has great height, great size. If she can kind of continue to hone in on her draw skills, she has all the assets and tools in her toolbox to be a great two-way midi.
And it's got to be exciting, Taylor. I mean, you were someone who, again, two-way midi, took the draw. You really did everything on the field, but there's also players younger and younger that are treating the draw like a whole position that they really focus on. And not that this is her only position, but definitely cool to see people really think about the draw as a craft.
Absolutely. You're just seeing so much like additional training opportunities for the draw, and it's really an emphasis and place of focus, especially, you know, as kids continue to get better and get older and enter the collegiate sphere.
And there's Lainey Friedman sweeping top side. The nice lefty rip, sticks it low. Tough shot coming up the field, shooting around her defender.
Yeah, not an easy shot at all, but gets it in, able to stick it past this really difficult to get by Connecticut keeper. Fiorio coming up with that draw. Momentum starting to shift sort of in Long Island's favor. Looks like Long Island may have been offsides on that one.
Yeah, we saw in the 2028 championship game, just the attention and detail on offsides is key.
Saw that quite a few times, and it just comes with, you're playing with different people. This isn't your club team or your high school team. A lot of these kids, you know, come together, and for the last 2 days, maybe have a practice or two, and those little gelling pieces sometimes don't always click.
There's Connecticut. Here's Sloan Shaloub looking to clear. She throws it to Height. Now they possess. Olivia Leslie swings it up to Davenport. Over to Reedy. Nice double here from Long Island. Looks inside. And there's a goal from Juliette Bruno off the feed from Reedy.
Love how Reedy kept her head up, engaged that double team, pulled it out just a hair, and then Connecticut able to stick the ball in the back of the net through Bruno. Really patient finish. I like the extra fakes.
Yeah, nice high to low finish on the inside. Nice poise. Second slide wasn't there, and Bruno capitalized.
And I like the initiation off the dodge. Long Island jumps. There's not as much communication that needs to be there. And just a really patient finish. Some attackers shoot that right away. It's a little bit easier for a goalie to see, but that extra little fake, very well done.
Yeah, excitement on the celebration. Great response from Connecticut, but early jump there. Under 20 here in the first quarter. Long Island's looking to make a last push here. 2-2. Addison Fox has it. Feed inside. Shaloub comes up with the loose ball, and Connecticut will make this stop here. 2-2 to finish up the first quarter. Great action out of these 29s to start.
Really solid first half. Great competition across the field. Looks like we're in for a great game the rest of these last 3 quarters.
Excited to see what comes out of the second quarter of the 2029 American Select Championship. We'll be back soon. And we're back for the second quarter of the American Select 2029 Championship game. I'm Deemer Class, and I'm joined by my co-host, Taylor Cummings, Dan Seglio. And we are really in the midst of a great game so far. Long Island Black was the champion last year of this age group, and Connecticut is looking to take the crown.
Been an awesome game so far, really back and forth. Not a lot of mistakes made on either end. Great draw there from Piper Brawley. I'm really impressed with how she uses her height on those self draws.
In 2025, she was the championship game MVP, scored a couple goals, dominant on the draw circle, and picking up where she left off in 2026. Nice check from Bruno. There's Maddie Height putting the pressure on, but Brawley retains possession. Gets it down to Addison Fox and shift the attacker from 91 Roar in Long Island. Here's Riley Williams, the Manhasset midi. Nice look inside. Saves high, but we're playing high school rules here, so Olivia Leopardi will get the 8-meter again. Off the line. Nice back check there.
Great crash from that Connecticut defense. It's the second or third time today that the defense has had an impact on the free position in either game. Not a stat that shows up all the time, but really, really key to a team's success.
I think that was Olivia Marici, number 35. The great back check. And Maddie Height comes up with it, gets it out of the defensive end. Looks to clear. Here's Krista Foley now, back at X. The New Canaan attacker, played varsity as a freshman.
Connecticut getting some touches here. Been a little frazzled on either end, sort of the beginning of the second quarter, so smart to get some touches, get everybody settled and in their set. And unfortunately, another miscommunication and another scrum at the 30. We've seen a couple of these.
Yeah, these are key possessions here. Early in the game, they don't feel like they matter as much, but the fact of the matter is these games fly by, they go quick. And again, these 29s have been battling for 2 days now. So you see some impact on the legs, and who can stay locked in, who can stay focused is crucial.
Especially at the end of the summer. These 29s, most likely their last game of the summer. So who has it left in the tank?
Great save. Molly Spellman comes up with the big one from Darien High School, the lefty. And Taylor, one thing I wanted to mention, both these teams right now are playing man-to-man D, but we saw some zone from Upstate in the last game. Zones become more prevalent in the game, college level, high school level.
Absolutely.
Do you have an opinion on the recruiting circuit? Do you want to see more man-to-man? Do you want to see more zone? Or, how do you view the two styles of play?
I mean, ideally, you want defenders that can do both. So I feel like you do see different teams, maybe lean heavier to one style than the other. But I think at the end of the day, they both have it in their back. They have both schemes in their back pockets ideally to make your defenders and the kids on your club teams and your high school teams as well-rounded as possible and as prepared.
And with the action there, that was Lauren Crisafulli. Let's take a look. Drives up lefty, hits a nice backdoor cutter in Sophia Bravo Ferrer. Crisafulli demonstrating that she has the righty and the lefty feeds coming up the field.
She's great vision. She's not afraid to sling, thread the needle pass, a tight window. That one not as difficult of a feed, but hits her in the right spot to be able to one-time that shot in off a quick stick.
Yeah, when you think about decision-making for Dodgers, one, recognizing the slide. When defenses, as they evolve, when they start to connect the two slide, can you read that as well? Can you manipulate that? Those start to become the decisions that, as these players get into their sophomore and junior years, coaches will be looking for, but just for their own development, to become impact players and decision makers will be key.
The mental side of the game almost matters more than the physical side. at the collegiate level, and especially at the highest level where everyone is talented and everyone is so good and athletic and strong and has great sticks. It's the mental side, the IQ piece that is impactful, just as impactful, if not more.
And there's Piper Brawley, again, second unassisted goal of the game, getting to the cage. Nice placement, and she puts it home.
I really like watching her play. She is a great top dodger, but she impacts the game in a bunch of different areas. And here, she is able to take a nice little dodge through, power through, keeping her head up, reading that defense as they start to pop a little too high. Just a hard drive through, extra patience, sticking it around the Connecticut keeper.
There's good initial defense, good initial contact from Kraus. A nice little posture change there from Brawley too, and she's able to get under and get her stick back to her right hand.
Diorio off the circle again. That's probably her third draw control, I'd say. She and Brawley have been really, really solid at the draw circle, sort of that 1-2 punch that Long Island has seemed to dominate the draw circle in this first half.
Yeah, and Taylor, if there was two players in this 29 class that I would tell you have elite speed, it would be Diorio and Crisafulli. Two so far that we saw earlier this summer that have that extra burst, and you see it right there on the circle. There's Brawley working the rollback. Good crash from Connecticut.
Connecticut doing a great job hedging off their adjacents, crashing in the second that a Long Island player steps into the 8, and then releasing once that ball is moved. They're playing great team defense right now, which is hard to do in sort of these showcase style events where you're not always playing with people on your club team or your high school team.
Yeah, you've got different terminology, you've got different schemes. Are you playing square up? Are you forcing weak? Are you forcing down the alley? And who can get on the same page and get connected here? But it starts with individual talent and athleticism, and both of these teams have a lot of that early in their high school careers.
Seeing that speed from Diorio on display right there. Little jitterbug move, super quick and little.
And great recovery from Madison Height. She's been one already defensively that's just been a lot involved in a lot of action. Nicole Manalakis from Ward Melville moves it down to Diorio. Looking to invert here against Height. There's Friedman. Back to Friedman, looking to feed, look inside. Beautiful save. Spellman again.
Gorgeous save from Spellman, right on the doorstep. Connecticut needs to tighten up on their cutters a little bit.
I loved how she exploded to the ball there. Like she didn't get her stick on it, but she was clearly tracking it, was able to explode off her legs and closes the door. 3-3 here, just over a minute left in the second quarter. And Taylor, this Long Island Black 29 team is going for their three-peat.
Wonder if we'll see the same thing happen in this class, or if Connecticut will pull the upset. Addison Fox there getting called with a little hand check. That's something that the college game tightened up a lot on this season. We're seeing it kind of trickle down into the high school level as well.
Yeah, green cards, big point of contention. The rules committee, differing opinions on how to nip some of that contact and gamesmanship in the bud, but certainly had its impact on the ride.
Absolutely.
Here's Kraus. Nice defense here. Good contact, good discipline. Molly McNamara. Nice save from Natalie Barth, rebound. And that'll do it. 3-3 at the half.
Looks like we may be playing out this 8-meter. Looks to be a held stick on Long Island. Yep, we'll be playing this out.
Looks like we're going to play this 8-meter out to finish the half.
Juliet Bruno with the ball. An opportunity to put Connecticut up literally with no time on the clock.
Quick release is needed. Good save. There's Barth again. A couple nice saves to finish the half, and Long Island's going to go in tied with a strong start.
Really solid first half. Excited to see this second half. We have another close one.
We have another close one here. The 2029 championship game between Connecticut and Long Island at American Select. Stay tuned for some first half highlights, and we'll be back shortly.
Most players live in the moment. She lives in the next one. Next move. Next chance.
Taylor, great first half here of the 2029s, the rising sophomore division. What did you see out of these two teams so far?
I think just a lot of hard-fought battles going back and forth on both ends of the field. Lots of solid one-on-one, man-to-man defense. Great action in the draw control. I've been really impressed with Long Island's draw team, and some gritty play in the ride.
Yeah, I've also really enjoyed seeing both defenses. A lot of good initial contact. Good presence out there, making it tough to score. We've seen Lauren Crisafulli initiate and, get some connections like this to Olivia Leslie. So you're seeing these teams, have some decision makers out there as well as players that can dodge and create their own offense.
Absolutely. I love watching smart players in action and players with lacrosse IQ who read what's going on and don't just react. Right here, we'll see Crisafulli, again, just initiate, and she knows that back door is coming, but she has the patience to wait until the slide fully commits and just make it a little bit easier for her. I've been really impressed with her and her speed and just her ability to feed with both hands, which is not something you always see at this level.
Yeah, and then on the other end, we see Piper Brawley. You already mentioned her draw play, but here she is, 1v1 off the dodge, taking that righty alley out of Charlotte, but proving that, hey, being from a less traditional area is not a problem at all. for her.
Not a problem, and she plays with Long Island Yellow Jackets in the summer. She gets on the circuit in the summer and fall against the highest level of club teams in the country by playing on that Yellow Jackets team. Gets a ton of experience as well at Charlotte Country Day during the spring season. So I think it's a great balance for her, and maybe she gets different coaching styles and different experience there, but she's really well-rounded all over the field.
One of the slick lefties on the rise out of Long Island, Lainey Friedman, getting on the board here. Nice left-to-left move, gets upfield, shoots around Kraus. Really nice placement showing her range.
That bouncer was the only shot, in my opinion, that probably would have landed in that. So really smart play. Another smart play right here on the opposite end from Connecticut. Both of these teams are doing a great job drawing doubles, getting slides to hesitate or initiate, and then finding that backside and that slip cut.
And that's what's so exciting to see these players on this stage is they're being tested against the best of the best in their grades, but at this point in time. You know, we just saw with the 2028s a year from now, it's going to be even more exciting to see how these players keep developing throughout the year and then come back to compete with their regions. We've got Addison Fox here coming around the cage. Again, we've seen great battles both ways, but again, this Long Island class of 2029 is deep. They're here to defend their title, but Connecticut is right in the mix here, and Spellman has been a great presence in cage for Connecticut.
She's had a couple of awesome saves, and some of the ones she's made, she hasn't even necessarily gotten her stick on, but as you pointed out, she moves her body really well. She covers her angles really well. She's tall. She steps out just a hair to cut down the angle. She just is really smart in cage.
And there's a Lauren Crisafulli lefty assist, something that we complimented Megan O'Brien in the 2028 game of using her right hand and showing that versatility. Here's Crisafulli coming up the field, finding a backdoor Bravo Ferrer.
And Crisafulli, you know, if you're going to be an elite level attacker, you want to be almost ambidextrous, and you want to be able to initiate and dodge up both ends of the crease from behind cage, and she's showing that right here, that she is comfortable doing both, which just, again, is something that she continues to have in her toolkit and will set her apart as she gets into her recruiting age.
Yeah, and again, we saw a nice unassisted goal from Piper Brawley, and then again, Spellman on the inside save. So much talent in this 2029 class. It's on display out of the Northeast, especially here between Connecticut and Long Island. We have a matchup here, and we're excited to see what goes on in the second half.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Will we get another repeat, or will we get a new winner?
Good question. We'll be back soon and excited for half number 2.
Most players live in the moment. She lives in the next one. Next move. Next chance. Next play. Next chapter. Next is now.
I love the sport. It helps me get rid of my stress.
Lacrosse is more than a game for me. My Bubba plays and my grandfather played. They've both always told me to take care of my stick and it'll take care of me. My goal is to play for the Haudenosaunee Nationals.
I'm imagining a defender beside me while I'm dodging down the alley.
For the Future Foundation helps all of our communities play more. With your support, we can keep growing on the field, in school, and in our communities. Meowing for your support.
If you want to learn, train, and compete with the best players in the country, Best in Class is the destination. BIC is more than a showcase. It provides a cutting-edge player development environment from top coaches in the game. It provides top players the ability to train with and against the best. It provides top players the chance to showcase their talent against the best players in their grade. For the class of 2027, 44 of 45 five-star players from Inside Lacrosse attended Best in Class. You want to be your best? Apply for Best in Class Summer 2027 today. Applications are now open.
Did you know Delaware has beautiful beaches, unique breweries, and outdoor fun for days? It's got a little something for the night owls and the adventurous types. There's plenty of fun for the entire family and no shortage of award-winning date night options. There's endless discoveries in Delaware, and if you play your cards right, you might even get to experience them for yourself. Plan your own adventure at visitdelaware.com.
And we're back for the American Select 2029 Finals versus Connecticut and Long Island. It's 3-3. We're going into the second half. Long Island's looking to three-peat, but Connecticut is not going down easy. Excited for the action.
Going to be a great one. We see Piper Brawley back in the draw circle. And Connecticut, I think, gets one of their first draw controls of the game.
Definitely one of their first, and that's matching speed on speed. They bump Crisafulli up to the circle. She corrals it there. They're going to need to settle here, but she beats out Diorio for the draw control.
Really like that jump double from Long Island. What a great opportunity to get into it a little bit unsettled and just use your lacrosse instincts and stay in the double. A little bit too hard of a double there, though, as Crisafulli is fouled.
Yeah, but great first time to mention Taylor Arante, one of the top 2029 defenders in the class from upstate, but also plays on this Yellow Jackets team.
Lots of Yellow Jacket representation on this black team from Long Island. Team 91, Roar, Legacy. They have so much talent up in Long Island. It's tough to, pick a team. You could have 10 of them.
Big save on the doorstep. Number 47, Julia Verstraeten from Eastport South Manor out east.
We'll see if Long Island chooses to initiate sort of from that goal line extended, or if they get the ball up to Piper Brawley again, where she's been having some success top dodging.
A little bit of a force inside. But Connecticut's called for the foul. That'll put Friedman on the 8-meter. We've already seen her range and shooting ability. Let's see what she elects to do here, if she runs it in or looks to rip. Brawley feeds inside. Off the crossbar. There's Shalhoub, picks it up, looks to escape.
Great ride there from Long Island, just creating havoc wherever Connecticut looks.
Taylor, something that I see when watching these games is, you know, there's so much emphasis put on skill development on either half of the field, but the ability to connect passes up the field, work back to the ball, put the ball in people's sticks and stride, those are the underrated things about stick work that, you know, a wall ball session isn't always going to do for you.
Absolutely, and it's such a huge point of emphasis in the college game and something that these players really do need to focus on, because with the shot clock and the implementation of that, teams can't take 2 minutes to clear the ball and make safe plays. They have to push the ball up the field.
First save on the board for Addison Horn. Helped out with the defense, getting a deflected shot there. And Connecticut's going the other way. They're pushing transition here.
Would have loved to see Connecticut hit that streaking attacker. I think that was the better shot opportunity there, but we're seeing Long Island push transition. Let's see if they can take anything from it.
Diorio hits Manalakis, throws it to Fox. Fox feeds it inside, but there's Leslie on the loose ball. Now we're really going back and forth here. Tough foul. Connecticut will pick it up. That's Juliet Bruno. She possesses.
Little bit of chaos on either end. Pushing things that maybe they shouldn't be, where they should be taking the extra possession.
Nice pressure from Summer O'Neill, not making it easy to clear. Scoreless so far in the third quarter, 6 minutes left, 3-3. There's Kelty Shea, brings it down. Two of Connecticut's goals have come off Crisafulli dodges from below goal line, resulting in feeds. Here's Ellery Krause against Diorio. Nice double. Throws it forward. Down to Crisafulli. Let's see what kind of dodge she comes with here. Rolls under, gets her stick back in. Tough foul. And that'll put her on the line.
Crisafulli making an impact sort of all over this offensive end here. First with her feeds, now with her dodging. Let's see if she can get one in the back of the net.
Sarah Pacey will contest. Piper Brawley on the other side.
Great save there.
Stratton with another save.
Even better run out for number 44, Summer O'Neill. One of those little things that won't necessarily show up in a stat sheet, but can change the momentum of a game and just make an impact. And it's also something that coaches look at.
O'Neill, Pacey, Arante starting to make their presence felt. Yeah, those hustle plays are hidden plays and things that teams rely on to have success. Look inside, off the pipe. Love Fox's feeding ability so far. She hits a cutting Brawley, showing off the left hand, but just off the off-hip pipe there.
6 minutes into this, still 3-3. I think we're gonna see another low-scoring, defensive-focused battle here.
Our 2028 finals game was scoreless in the third quarter before Upstate broke away with two big goals. All these possessions are starting to mean a little bit more here down the stretch. Job by Manalakis on the ride. Here's Maddie Height. They turn her back. She looks to reverse it. Shalhoub throws it up. Krause cutting back to it. Can she get it over?
There's a foul there on Fox, but before she did that, I was about to mention just how hard she's worked in this ride. She's been everywhere width-wise, really busting her butt to get the ball back.
Good handle there by Sinead Davenport to not lose it on the crash and escape pressure before she got fouled. I love this matchup here, Arante and Crisafulli. Another well-timed slide from Long Island forces Kraus to move it.
You talked a lot about Brawley's draw and her offensive presence, but that was just really solid one-on-one defense. She is proving to be sort of that all-around two-way midi.
Look inside, just goes high. Now Long Island's coming the other way. Here's Friedman. Unsettled situation. Showing her athleticism. There's just been so much solid lacrosse on both sides. Good plays in the middle of the field. Again, some unforced errors I think both teams would like to have back, but
not many.
Both teams putting pressure on each other, and again, a lot of good footwork on defense. Again, things that will continue to stack and build for these regions year to year.
Absolutely. Great goalie play as well. That's what you want to see in these championship games with the two best teams in the country at their grad year right now.
Another great matchup here, Height on Fox. There's that roll from Brawley. She gets in. Shot goes wide.
She reminds me kind of an Izzy Skane, the way she reads the defensive pressure and where it is on her body. If they play her high, she'll roll under. If they give her the inside, she'll go inside. And that's what makes Izzy Skane so incredibly difficult to mark, is because she feels pressure so incredibly well.
Yeah, she does a great job with her change of speed. And, I was thinking about it like, a football player, like changing the pad level, like your shoulders, you're standing upright, but then if you drop your pad level, you drop your shoulders, that allows you to change direction. So you can influence a defender like that. And, it just makes you harder to read when you're dodging.
Absolutely. And what I think is really cool is sometimes she's reacting to it and sometimes she's initiating it. And that, to me, just means she's, one of those elite players. Looks like Addison Fox originally given a goal, but I believe she was in the crease.
Unfortunate, because that was a sweet feed from McNamara off the 8-meter to Fox with a nice dip and dunk, but it's not going to count. But again, you see the heads-up play, you see the deception.
I guess as she probably entered the crease right at the end there. And now I believe Long Island has given a yellow card. So 2-minute unreleasable will carry over into this fourth quarter regardless of if Connecticut scores or not.
And there's Verstraeten making a big stop at the other end. Gets it up to Diorio. Here's the speed. Off to the races.
Diorio incredibly fast. Leopardi there losing the handle. Looks like we've wrapped up quarter three. Scoreless again in quarter three.
You're seeing some tired legs out there, but who's going to dig deep? Who's going to dig in for this 2029 championship? Who's going to walk away victors and get that nice summer break before the sophomore year starts? We'll be back shortly for the American Select Finals on Lacrosse TV. We're back at the fourth quarter here, the 2029 finals between Connecticut and Long Island Black. This has been a great battle, low-scoring affair, but great goalie play, great defense, and it's been a battle, Taylor.
Absolute defensive battle. The second one we've seen today, another scoreless third quarter. It comes down to these last 10 minutes unless we're gifted the opportunity for extra time, overtime play.
Being smart in transition is going to be huge. Those breakaway goals or breakdowns in the clear can result in easy goals for another team. But nonetheless, we're back to the draw. Piper Brawley here against, I believe, Sydney Davenport. Oh, we'll get a better look soon. And there's Diorio again on the circle.
Diorio and Brawley, man, they have been all over it today. They've been really difficult to combat. And I think the fact that it's 3-3 speaks to how well Connecticut is playing defensively because they have not won many draws.
Yeah, goalie play, defense play has been stout. Possession's been tilted towards Long Island, but led by Maddie Height. First half performance from Spellman and second half now from Addison Horn.
Long Island's trying to hold this ball because of their yellow card that is still ongoing. I believe they have around a minute, probably, a little less maybe, of clock to work out before they're even again. And you see Connecticut on the flip side doubling and creating pressure. And like you said, that's one of those by the 30 sort of midfield transition turnovers that, you know, as we get into this fourth quarter, that could be the deciding factor.
Nice ground ball from Nora Smith, attacker from Fairfield Ludlow High School. Here's Krista Foley pushing the edge, looks inside. Big save from Julia Verstraeten on the doorstep. That's robbery.
Great save there. Wide open on the doorstep, Connecticut was, but even better save. Let's mark that one as maybe a game-changing save for Long Island in this championship.
Here's Arante looking to clear. Let's see what they do with this possession here. Here's Friedman looking to test. Good on ball, Diga, look inside, shot goes wide.
Really like the shot placement though, coming across the cage, going back to where you came from and shooting high to low. Just a little off the mark, but that's where you want to hit that.
Great attempt from Leopardi, and here's Addison Fox. Fake flip, still has it, throws it back. I've loved the goal line defense from Connecticut. No easy goals coming around the crease. Here's Sloan Shalhoub. Good contact. Olivia Marici marking up Fox. And there's Diorio right on cue. Loose ball, picks it up, fires one home high.
Sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time, and Diorio there sort of picking up what was dropped, putting it around the Connecticut keeper, putting Long Island up by 1.
This is Diorio's third year here at American Select. As a rising 8th grader 2 years back, she was the finals MVP. Last year in Long Island's repeat championship, Piper Brawley was the finals MVP. Both are making their presence felt today.
You can tell they're experienced in this position. They look calm, cool, collected. They've been here before, and that helps.
Fifth draw control of the day for Diorio. 50-50 ball, she gobbles it up.
She's done like all the little things really, really well today. She and Brawley have sort of been like a two-headed monster for Long Island.
Yeah, 3 goals of the 4 combined.
All the draws.
All the draw controls between the two. Good save.
Really like that unselfish look from Raleigh. I think I would have also liked her to just take that shot. It looked like from our angle she had the angle to shoot kind of down the alley, hips to cage. And I believe Connecticut here called for a ward late in the game.
That's a dagger. The percentages of offense scoring skyrocket when they ride the ball back. And so to give that one back to Long Island here, down 1 with 5 minutes, this is a massive possession here.
And you have to wonder, are they going to milk some clock? Are they going to get big? Again, we're not in collegiate rules here, so there is no shot clock.
Here's O'Neal, looks inside. Good crash, ball moves. Up to Diorio on the high wing. Double comes, kicks it forward. And there's Maddie Height with a beautiful nugget. Intercepting it out of the air, getting it back to the keeper.
I've been really impressed with her. She's had really solid defensive work on goal line for Connecticut. Just came up with a huge interception.
And another save from Verstraeten. A great challenge from Connecticut in transition, but Long Island's up for the test, and they get it back with under 4 minutes to go.
And a great pickup from Summer O'Neal. She's another name we've said a couple of times that, you know, defenders don't always get the love in the stats or even from broadcasters in the booth, and I think we've said her name, you know, quite a few times today just with how impressive she's been.
It's hard to quantify sometimes when you keep seeing someone around the ball, involved in plays that are neutral or positive for the team. You know, again, not everyone's super in the weeds on the analytics, but it's certainly a huge trend in terms of getting players like that on a team and the impact that they can have.
Some kids just have like a nose for the ball and a nose for creating havoc and being really poised while doing so.
Clean save there from Addison Horn. She's keeping this team in the game. Again, good defense, good footwork from Sloan Shalhoub to not give up an easy goal, easy shot. And now they've got to clear here with under 3 left.
That was a risky take for Long Island. They were up by 1, 3 minutes left. Probably not the cleanest shot they would have hoped to get off that possession. And they've given Connecticut an opportunity, but Connecticut getting lucky there with a little foul because they almost turned the ball over again in a critical moment.
Krista Foley's been their party starter on offense for Connecticut. Let's see if she can get something going again here. Maybe Ellery Krause up top. Here's Molly Stimson. Pass goes high. There's Arante corralling the nugget.
And that was great on-ball defense from Long Island, getting on the hands. Again, that defender probably won't get the cause turnover stat, but just really solid defensive work and just fundamentals to displace that shot.
Good possession by Brawley, gets to Fox. Fox has been a great quarterbacking presence below the goal line for Long Island. Same with Friedman on the left wing. She's on height though. This has been a battle all day. No easy goals. But just over a minute left. Connecticut's going to have to get out and pressure, force the hand of Long Island. Can they send the double? Can they get a cause turnover?
This is where maybe not playing with your usual teammates gets to be a little difficult just because your stall and how to attack a stall can be a little bit harder to jump into when you don't all play for the same team. But it's also where that lacrosse IQ aspect of being a defender or midfielder comes into play, and you get to showcase your stuff in that way.
Anytime there's contact by the sidelines or end line, you have to be so disciplined to not extend, or those calls are going to be tilted towards the offensive players.
Absolutely, you get so eager because that sideline acts as a third defender, and sometimes you just jump the gun a little bit.
Got to take a second here to figure out how much time's on the clock. But we're getting a low time here. Got 23 seconds on the clock.
Looks like Connecticut was pulling their goalie. Great defensive work there.
Oh, and they're calling a foul here.
And they are calling a foul. It's got to be frustrating for Connecticut fans and this team. It did kind of look like a foul from our vantage point, I would say.
Those are always the tough moments, the let them play moments versus calling consistency with the rules. And a foul's a foul. Here's Diorio. And killing some time here.
Looks like some sort of foul off ball there. About 20 seconds left. Diorio using that speed.
And there's the game. Your Long Island 2029 champions. Three-peat here. What a battle, what a victory from Long Island, led by Piper Brawley, Julia Diorio, and Julia Verstraeten in cage amidst a deep Long Island unit. Stay tuned, as coming up we have our trophy presentation, our MVPs, and congratulations to Long Island. Fantastic battle between Connecticut, this rising sophomore age group here at American Select. We'll be back after the break.
But when they're doing the medals, can you give it
Can you hear it?
Most players live in the moment. She lives in the next one. Next move. Next chance. Next play. Next chapter. Next is now.
I love the sport. It helps me get rid of my stress.
Lacrosse is more than a game for me. My Bubba plays and my grandfather played. They've both always told me to take care of my stick and it'll take care of me. My goal is to play for the Haudenosaunee Nationals
I'm imagining a defender beside me while I'm dodging down the alley.
or the Future Foundation helps all of our communities play more. With your support, we can keep growing on the field, in school, and in our communities. Meow for your support.
Did you know Delaware has beautiful beaches, unique breweries, and outdoor fun for days? It's got a little something for the night owls and the adventurous types. There's plenty of fun for the entire family.
Trying to wave them over, but no one's. Yeah. He's over there.
Yeah, they're gonna do they're all gonna get their shirts,
Yeah.
then the interview.
Then the interview?
Yeah, so hold on that for a second.
And we're back here with the trophy presentation for the 2029 age group and champions, Long Island Black.
And then now let's present medals. So you got the floor.
football season. Everyone's got to go.
We're going to do them together here. We're going to do them together. Yeah.
Yeah, the one.
Side here. Over here. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Deemer Class, and I'm here with the co-MVPs of the 2029 age group, Piper Brawley and Juliet Diorio. Both of them actually have earned MVP in the past. Juliet 2 years ago and Piper last year. Long Island just three-peated. Piper, how does it feel?
It feels amazing. I mean, getting to work with these girls again is so awesome. Getting to work on what I think we started out really well, and I think we just progressed over each game. I think we really got better, and it was really amazing.
Juliet, we had you down for 5 draw controls. It was really fun to watch you both. What was clicking between you two out there?
I feel like we definitely had some plays. Blue was a big one. And I feel like I just knew what Piper was going to do every time, and she told me exactly where to go, and I went and just worked, kind of. So.
It was fun to watch you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys try to go for 4 in a row. Best of luck the rest of the year, and enjoy the summers, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deemer.
See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.